high on this mountain and put my enemies to flight so I will praise you as long as I live. Oh, I will praise you again and again. When I walk through the valley, I will not fear, for you are my strength and my shield. When everything around me is overtaken, I know I will never be shaken. Whoa, I'll 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 never be shaken. When I walk through the valley, I will not fear, for you are my strength and my shield. When everything around me is overtaken, I know I will never be shaken. When I walk through the valley, I will not fear, for you are my strength and my shield. And when everything around me is overtaken, I know I will never be shaken. Whoa, I'll 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 never be shaken.
Get down. Get down.
I get down, he lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. I get down, he lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. In your weakness, he is stronger. In your darkness, he shines through. When you're crying, he's your comfort. When you're all alone, he's carrying you. I get down, he lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. I get down, he lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. I get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down, down, down. I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. You lift me up. I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up, I get down. He lifts me up. Every time I'm down, the Lord lifts me up.
Oh, hey everyone, I'm Diggin' Dottie, and I'm an archaeologist. Archaeologist? I just love to dig. Raise your hand if you love to dig too. Oh good, because I'm gonna need your help today. See, I use the stuff I dig up to help me solve mysteries. Will you help me? Oh good. Now, when I say, can you dig it? I want you to say, we can dig it. Can you do that? Let's try. Can you dig it?
We can dig it.
That's perfect. Now, I want to show you some of my cool digging stuff. Always have my big shovel and a backup just in case. But my most important tool is my Bible field guide. My Bible field guide gives me clues to solve the mystery. And our mystery today is what happened to Jesus after he died. I'm hoping you can help me dig up some stuff so we can solve the mystery. Let's check our first clue. It looks like we need to dig up something in the shape of a triangle.
No!
Silly me, that's no triangle. We need to dig up something in the shape of an oval. Now we're gonna need to find some clues so we can find the X and get to digging. Will you help me?
Yeah!
Okay, let's check out our first clue. It says we need to find a big, tall tree. Well, I only know how to dig. I don't know where a big, tall tree is. Anyone see any big, tall tree?
Yeah!
You're right! There's a big, tall tree right here. We did it. We're that much closer. Let's check our final clue. It says we need to take 3 steps toward the boats. Will you count to 3 with me? All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't see any boats. Maybe they're tiny boats. Digging's what I do best.
No!
No, what? Well, if we're at the tree, we take 3 steps toward the boats. Do you see any boats?
Over there!
That way. All right, well, follow me. Let's take 3 steps this way. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Check it out. We found the X. Can you dig it?
We can dig it!
One more time. Can you dig it?
We can dig it!
Perfect. Let's get to digging. I'm gonna need to take 4 big scoops to find this shape. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I found something. Come on over here. Look at this stone. This stone is in the shape of an oval. This might help solve our mystery of what happened to Jesus after he died. Shape, clue, show me what you can do.
Hi friends, my name is Mary. I have the most amazing story to tell you about Jesus. He came back to life. It's true. I saw him with my very own eyes. Let me tell you the whole story. It all happened on Sunday morning, 3 days after Jesus had been hung on a cross to die. Count to 3 with me. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Me and some of my friends woke up really early, and we walked to Jesus' tomb. Can you pat your legs and pretend to walk with me? Good job. But as we got closer, we noticed something strange. The giant stone, the one the soldiers had rolled in front of Jesus' tomb, had been rolled away. Jesus' tomb was wide open. Someone took Jesus, I cried. Someone took Jesus. I walked straight into the tomb, and there were 2 bright, shining angels. The angel said, I know you're looking for Jesus, but he's not dead anymore. He has come back to life. What? How can this be? Just a few days ago, I saw Jesus die on a cross. Where was he? Who took him? Then I heard a man's voice from behind me. Who are you looking for? The man asked. I shouted, Jesus! I'm looking for Jesus. Where did you put him? Then the man gently said my name. Mary, he said. I recognized his voice. It was Jesus. I turned around and he was standing right there in front of me. I fell to the ground and I hugged his feet. "My teacher," I said. Jesus looked down at me, and with a smile, he said, "Go and tell all my friends that I have come back to life." So I stood up and I ran as fast as I could to Jesus' friends. I was so happy. The stone had been rolled away. I saw Jesus. Jesus came back to life.
Wow! Can you believe it? This stone showed us how the stone in front of Jesus' tomb was rolled away. And Mary saw Jesus. Do you know what this means? We solved our mystery. What happened to Jesus after he died? Jesus came back to life. That's incredible. Say that with me. Everybody stand up on your feet. Now do what I do. Jesus came back to life. One more time. Jesus came back to life. Great job, boys and girls. Thanks for digging. Can you dig it?
We can dig it.
I'll see you next time.
You were more beautiful than anyone ever. Every day you're the same, you never change, no, never. You were more beautiful than anyone ever. Every day you're the same, you never change, no, never. And how could I ever deny the love of my Savior? You brought me everything, all I need forever. How could you be so good? There is no one like you. There has never, ever been anyone like you. Everywhere you were there, earth or air surrounding. I'm not alone, the heavens sing along. My God, you're so astounding. How could you be so good to me? Eternally, I believe there is no one like you. There has never, ever been anyone like you. There is no one like you. There has never, ever been anyone like you. You. How could you be so good to me? How could you be so good to me? We're not alone, so sing along. We're not alone, so sing along, sing along, sing along. Here we go. There is no one like you. There has never, ever been anyone like you. There is no one like you. There has never, ever been anyone like you. There is no one
Bonjour, enchanté, I am chef des soufflés. I will broil, I will roast, I will bake or flambe. My dishes are delicious, I perfect them every day. But now without my sous chef, oh there she is, hey!
Oui, I am the sous chef, je m'appelle Mint. How are we le best you ask, I'll give you a hint. When we cook with passion, recipe obedient. Because we have a special ingredient.
Because we have a special ingredient! Oh, welcome to Special Ingredient. I am Chef de Soufflé.
I am sous chef Lament.
And we have a masterpiece for you today. We are preparing lasagna de mon ami España. Let me show you how to prepare this very special dish.
Layer le noodle. Add the mixture of the meat. Oh, fromage. The cheese. Layer it again and again. And then
To make this dish perfect, we must add les special ingredient. And today, les special ingredient is hot salsa. Le hot salsa adds a very perfect amount of the heat and the spice. It makes you feel as if you are walking through the desert, and all of a sudden you find the sand underneath your toe begins to heat your toes up and make you very, very hot.
Yes,
And the aroma of the sand.
We understood what you were saying.
Perfect. It's like you're big. Yes.
It is a great story. Thank you. Might we get back to the cooking?
Oui, oui, oui.
Okay.
mix the salsa and water and pour. Melt cheese, onion, and olive. Bake for 1 hour. Voila!
Give it a try, Lament. It is the perfect dish. A little bit spicy, but it's perfect. You're going to love it.
Très magnifique, Chef Soufflé.
Oui, oui.
Oh my goodness. Without the salsa, the dish would not be the same at all.
Oui, you're right, Lament. And that is because there are the special ingredients that make it très magnifique. Le bakwa, le salal, oui.
Yes, I am sorry. Chef des Soufflés, what did you just say?
I said there are the special ingredients to make it very magnifique. Le perfect. C'est oui.
So sorry, I do not understand. One more time.
I said there are the special ingredients to make it
Sorry,
in the salad.
cut. Yeah. This is so fun, but man, I just really can't understand you. What did you just say?
Oh. What I was just saying was that the right special ingredient makes it possible.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
Can I get more of that lasagna? I really love salsa.
Yeah, and Lament, did you know that we have a special ingredient in our lives too?
We have salsa?
Better. It isn't just something we eat or have to work really hard to get. It's actually a gift someone gave us. It's God's love. And with God's love, our special ingredient, our lives are far better. And we can do things that otherwise would feel impossible.
Impossible? Like what kind of things?
With God's love, we can love others.
Well, why would that feel impossible?
I'm talking about loving people who are mean, or loving people who did something really bad, or loving people who other people say not to love.
Yeah, you are right. That actually is like it feels really impossible sometimes. But how would God's love make that possible?
Well, since he loved us first, we can go and love others. Let me show you. God loved us so much that he sent Jesus to earth. And early one morning, Jesus went to town by the temple where people would go to worship. Lots of people gathered around so they could hear Jesus talk. They knew he performed amazing miracles, and he spoke about God in a way that they had never heard before. People wanted to hear what Jesus had to say. But that made some of the religious leaders really annoyed. The religious leaders were called Pharisees, and they wanted Jesus gone. So they were always trying to trick him into doing something wrong or unloving to prove that he wasn't God's son. This one morning in particular, the Pharisees thought they could get Jesus, because without any warning, they burst into a house. And inside the house, they had caught a woman and a man, and they were not married. This man was not the woman's husband. And since God says to be true and faithful to your husband or wife, this man and woman had sinned. So the Pharisees grabbed them, and they grabbed her and dragged her out of the house in front of the crowd where Jesus was teaching. They threw her in front of Jesus where he could see her, where he could see this sinner. And she just laid there, helpless. See, this woman had done some really bad stuff, and she thought that surely she might be killed for it. The Pharisees wanted to see what Jesus would do. So one of them stood up and said, "Now Jesus, great teacher, we have a question for you. This woman was caught sinning, and the law clearly says that we should stone this woman to death." So they all reached down and picked up some heavy stones to throw at this woman. And then they looked over at Jesus. "What do you say, Jesus?" they asked. And Jesus knew exactly what they were doing. If Jesus had said, "Don't stone her," then he was disobeying the law and letting someone get away with a really bad thing. But if Jesus had said, "Go ahead and stone her," then he would be really unloving and unforgiving. The Pharisees thought for sure that they had him. But then Jesus just squatted down and he started scribbling in the dirt with his finger. People were probably really confused. They all looked at him and they were like, Jesus, what do you think we should do with this sinner?" Finally, Jesus calmly stood up and he said to the crowd, "Anyone here in this crowd who has never sinned should throw the first stone at her." The crowd probably got really uncomfortable. Of course, they had all sinned, because everybody makes mistakes. And it got really quiet. And then one man dropped his stone. He knew he had made mistakes, and he left. And then another man dropped his stone, and he left. And then another, and then another, and the crowd began to walk away. The Pharisees finally dropped all their stones, and they left too. Only one man stayed. And it was the only man who has never, ever sinned. So he had all the right to throw a stone at this woman. It was Jesus. But Jesus was different. He wasn't going to stone her. He said to her, "Where did everybody go? Doesn't anyone find you guilty of your sin?" "Who finds you guilty of your sin?" he asked. She said, "No one." So Jesus said, "Neither do I." And then he said, "Now go and sin no more."
Whoa. Jesus loved that woman, though she had done some really, really bad things. She honestly deserved to be punished, but he loved her. Do you think Jesus loves us, even when we do bad stuff and we should be punished? Like what if we steal something that's not ours? Or what if we lie? Or what if we're mean to someone? Would Jesus still love us then?
Completely. Jesus doesn't want us to do things that are wrong, but he will forgive us when we do, because he loves us. That's part of why God sent us Jesus. Jesus took our punishment for our mistakes by dying on a cross. He gave his life so that everyone could be forgiven. And that was love.
That's extreme love. Oh, and that's probably why that love is our special ingredient, huh?
Yeah. That kind of love, God's love, changes people. Because God loves us so much, we can respond to it by loving others, even when it seems really, really hard.
Seriously. Oh, look what it says here in the Bible. It says, "We love because God first loved us." That's in 1 John 4:19. That's good. Will you say that with us? All right. We love because God first loved us. 1 John 4:19.
Oh, God's love is our special ingredient.
And with that special ingredient, we can love.
I am Chef de Soufflé.
And I am sous chef Le Mint, and we will see you next time on
Special ingredient.